Hi everyone, welcome back to my vlog. I'm Robin, or Hobbit's reading this, and this week we have a fairly busy week, which may mean we can read more, or may mean that we don't read anything. So let's get into it. Morning. I realize it's Thursday, which is later than I like to start the vlog, but I haven't read that much. And so it felt silly to update you if I hadn't read. I'm also like not in the best like mood. I think just like a lot of stress has gotten to me, so I don't know how much I'll read today either because I have things I have to do, which is why I'm stressed. And so I'm hoping to get that out of the way because I'm going to Drunk Shakespeare tonight, which should be a lot of fun, and I would love if I was not in a bad stressed out mood for that. So anyway, on Tuesday I read about 28, I think, pages of Convergence culture, which I have to finish reading that chapter for my homework assignment that's due tonight. Before anyone says anything about like me doing an assignment the day it's due, it's only like 300 words. I only have to write 300 words. It's fine. But I have to finish reading the chapter first. So I have to finish that. It's about how to describe what it's about. Essentially, it's about the Potter Wars of the like early 2000s, of like how Harry Potter near the same time was like subjected to obviously like book bannings and everything because of like people being silly and like the fact that it was about witchcraft, but also how I forgot the word. How like corporations like Warner Brothers or something had tried to go after like fan creators, like fanfic writers and stuff like that. And so it's sort of kind of echoing the chapter that I read, the last chapter I read in this book. I can't remember what I think there's supposed to be a difference between the two. I cannot remember what it is. I'm very tired. I'm very stressed out. I will finish reading that chapter today and get the homework assignment done. I will say I'm not enjoying this class. Like, I have a good grade in it, which is surprising. Like I'm obviously doing, you know, all the discussion boards, but like the main, like the unit assignments, 2 of them I've gotten 100% on, 2 of them I've gotten like C's on. So I'm just like I'm like, okay, like I still have an A in the class, but I'm not enjoying this class. I will be very happy when it's over. So there's that. I did that. I'll talk more about Convergence culture once I finish this chapter. But also, at some point in the next, I don't know, 6 weeks or something, I need to read the last chapter of Convergence culture because that chapter will not actually be, it's not actually on the syllabus. And so we're technically in the class, we're not finishing the book. But I'm like, I'll have read like 85% of the book. So I'm going to read the last freaking chapter so that it counts. So at some point I will have to like pick that up and like read that. Yeah. Otherwise, Tuesday I worked, Wednesday I worked, but I did start listening to One Night in Hartswood. So I think I'm at like 16%. I listened to about an hour and a half. And One Night in Hartswood is about these 2 men in the 14th century, which is probably the earliest time frame that or the earliest like era that well, I mean, I guess that's not true. I've read stuff set in ancient Greece, but it's just interesting to read a story set in the Middle Ages because I haven't read that many books set in that era, so it's kind of cool. Just sort of wrapping my head around that. But the book follows Raph, who is accompanying his sister on her way to get married to a person that she's never met or seen or really heard anything about, which is, from what I know, not uncommon. But Raph has a lot of feelings about, like, obviously about his sister being married off, but also about, like, just like the expectations that are on him, even though he's a second son, and he wants his independence. So there's that. And then there's also Penn, who is Raph's sister's betrothed. But Penn doesn't like women. I mean, he likes women fine, but he's not attracted to them. And his dad seems like a major fucking asshole. His dad doesn't seem to care for him at all. But apparently Penn was caught kissing, I think, like a stable boy. And that's why Penn is getting, forced into this marriage in order to, like, save some family dignity. But the night before the wedding, Penn sort of escapes the castle or whatever. Not to run away, but just to have, like, one more night to himself, to be true to himself. And he ends up meeting Raph. They get along really well. They have great banter. They spend pretty much all night together. Nothing happens until the end where they have a kiss, but then they're almost interrupted, so they separate. And Penn goes back to the castle, gets some hours of sleep, and when he wakes up, he's like, what am I doing? He's like, I can't go through this marriage, and so he runs away. And where I ended last night, Raph has been asked, because Raph is a great, like, outdoorsman, he's a great tracker, kind of like Aragorn vibes, quite honestly, which I'm down for. But Raph has been asked to try to find him, and neither of them know who they really are. They both think that the other person is, like, a servant for their respective families, because as far as Raph knows, his sister's betrothed name is William, but Penn is a nickname that he goes by. And I don't think Raph gave Penn his name, but didn't correct that he's, more than, like, a servant. So they both don't know who they actually are. So it's gonna be so interesting. So yeah, I've liked it so far. Like I said, I'm only like 16% in. Everything that I just described is also, like, on the back of the book. But I'm enjoying the writing style, so I'll be interested to continue listening. I won't be able to listen to any more tonight, even though I'm going to Chicago, because I'm going with a friend. And I'm not going to subject her to an audiobook that she didn't get to hear the beginning of. That seems kind of mean, because she would want to listen to the story. Like, if she didn't want to listen to the story and she had no issue with me putting on an audiobook, that'd be different. But to put on an audiobook that she hasn't started is just a little mean. So I will listen to it tomorrow, on my way to work and on my way to Temple and then on my way home. So I'll get a good chunk done tomorrow. Otherwise, so today I need to do some work stuff, wrap that up. It shouldn't take me long. I need to finish reading Convergence Culture and write that assignment. And then I have to call my dad, and I have a hair appointment. And then I either need to write or read. Like, I need to do one, because I was telling my boss last night, I'm like, so I have a story, a fanfic, that I have to write that I'm estimating will be like 30,000 words. I could be completely wrong, but I'm estimating that's how long it's going to be. I'm at 5,000 words and I have to have it done by December 1st. So I'm really behind. But I also have to read, because I have a reading YouTube channel and I have not picked up a physical book. If we're counting Thank You Jeeves, which I read on my phone, I've not read a physical book since Saturday. If we're not counting Thank You Jeeves, because I read it on my phone and thus was not a, like, literal book, I don't remember the last time I picked up a physical book. So I need to read as well. So in the afternoon, I will either read or write. I have to decide. I'm going to use my spinning wheel because I don't make decisions. So that's pretty much what I have going on. Luckily, my day tomorrow at work sort of shortened a bit, so I can also, whatever I don't do today, I can do tomorrow, which makes me feel a little bit better. So that's my plan. I'm really hungry now. This is now 10 minutes. I'm making up for not starting this vlog earlier. Thank you so much. I will talk to you later. Enjoy the B-roll.
But we'll take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as to fill up the... Why did you kill me? I my sight that there is hiding, hence horrible shadow.
She's dead! She's dead! She's fucking dead! Oh my god, what? Mommy's hands never be clean! No more of that, my lord. No more of that. You mar all with this starting. Here's the smell.
Rosebud.
Hello everyone. Alright, so I have still not read that much. I did do 2 readings for school, which is what I'm going to talk about. Last night I went to Drunk Shakespeare, which was really funny, really cool. I would love to go again, you know, if I could see a different actor get drunk, just to see how that changes the show. It was really good. They did Macbeth. And yeah, it was just a really, really funny time. So for my class, which is still on like American protests in the 19th and 20th centuries, we are now on our unit about Native American rights. And so I read, An Indian Looking Glass for the White Man by William Apess, I think. And then School Days of an Indian Girl by Zitkala-Sa, I think. I'm probably pronouncing both of those names wrong, and I'm very sorry. For the Looking Glass one, you know what, for both of them, because I'm going to talk about both of them. They were very different perspectives. The Looking Glass one was more of holding a mirror up to, you know, white people in that time and how they were treating Native Americans and how it went against these, you know, Christian values that they were espousing, because there were a lot of like missions to convert the Native Americans to Christianity. But in doing so, William Apess at least recognized that the Native Americans were being treated very differently than what the Bible said was how people were supposed to be treated. And so he's like, that doesn't make any sense. So his essay was essentially like holding up a mirror up and be like, is this really what Jesus Christ would have wanted? You know, you hold Jesus Christ up on, you know, a pedestal for his teachings and everything, but you're actively going against them. So I thought that was really clever. And then for School Days of an Indian Girl, it was about the author's experience of, you know, being sent from her home in the Dakotas to out east to, you know, a school that is run by white people, which is all about like converting and assimilating Native American children, and the, you know, different ways that, you know, they were disrespected and their bodily autonomy was not respected, and it was really sad. I think they were both very well done for what they were teaching. So I gave them both 4.5 stars. I thought they were very powerful. So yeah, it was really interesting, you know, that I, growing up in America, and especially because like I did grow up a lot in like the South, like Texas, Oklahoma. My family is from Arkansas recently. And so it's something that I knew of, and I knew like a decent amount about, but I read very few like personal accounts from people who lived in that time. So that definitely made it more powerful. So definitely check that out if you're interested. I also listened to more of One Night in Hartswood. So that plot has picked up. They still don't know who each other are, but they're traveling together, and he doesn't want Penn to feel obligated to, you know, be with him or to provide any favors, for Raph being like Penn's guide, because Penn is kind of useless as like an outdoorsman. and so like there's this tension between them because they both like each other, they're both attracted to each other, but neither knows what the other person wants. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to listening to more tonight on my way to Temple, and then on my way home. Oh, I don't remember when I filmed. I think I filmed before this. I don't know. If I didn't, I'll cut this out and whatever. So I also started reading 13 Clues for Miss Marple. I read 5 of the stories. So it's a collection of short stories, pretty much, all of which have to do with Miss Marple and her solving various mysteries. So I read 5. I'm liking it a bit better than the Miss Marple novel that I read, and so I'm wondering if I just like Miss Marple in like these short bursts. Who knows? But I am enjoying it, and yeah, who knows when I'll finish it. I'm not gonna make a promise. This week has been so chaotic and busy. I'm hanging on. So that's my reading update. I have to get back to work soon. I will check in later. So I recognize the lighting isn't the best. It's almost 7 in the morning, which means it's still kind of dark outside. My reading this week has not been great. As always, unsurprisingly. So the only thing that I have read is to listen to more of One Night in Hartswood. After I filmed Friday, I listened to like another 2.5 hours. And I'm still really enjoying it. I don't remember if I had said this, but like one of their identities has been discovered. And I'm dreading the next one because it should have come out already. And the character knows that. It was just like, yeah, I should have said the truth then, and now it's gonna be bad. And I'm just like, yeah, it's gonna be really bad. Because it's a very intentional lie now. So I'm dreading that. I will get to it today because obviously I'm gonna drive to work, but I'm going to my aunt's house tonight to have pizza because I haven't seen her in a while. She lives like 30 minutes away from my work, but we haven't like hung out in a while, and so I'm going over there for dinner. So that'll be like 30 minutes and then I'll have to drive home. So like I probably won't quite finish it, but I'll be able to finish it tonight when I get home. Like I did with Once a Rogue last week. This lighting is really bad. I don't know why I was like, yeah, it'll be fine. But I didn't want to turn the light on because that would make it worse. So sorry. So I'm going to finish that today. And that'll probably be it, quite honestly. Because I don't know. This week was so busy. Honestly, it was very stressful. And that's why I just haven't really filmed that much. So yeah, luckily, or I guess, well, yeah, luckily, I have like a car appointment tomorrow. So, and I just wait there while they're working on the car because it's only like an hour. And so I'll take 13 Clues from Miss Marple. So hopefully I'll finish that tomorrow because like reading it went by very quickly. Yeah, that's about what I have. I'm very hot. Chris turned up the heat in the house and I'm like, that's great, except I'm dying. I'm just like overheating constantly. I did not sleep at all last night. Great. Yeah, that's what I have. I'm not looking forward to work today, but at least I get to listen to my audiobook. So that's the important thing. All right, I will check in with you guys after I finish One Night in Hartswood. Hi everyone. I hope that it is appreciated that I didn't film every day, but when I did film, it was for a significant amount of time. I am ending the vlog, but I have finished 2 more books, which is awesome. And I even held off on finishing the vlog a little bit to finish one of them because it's now like Monday afternoon, like 3-ish, 3:30-ish, which is usually later than I would finish a vlog, but it's fine. So I'm going to go in order, as always. Last night, I finished listening to One Night in Hartswood, and I really liked it. I was kind of surprised, but I thought it was really great. I really liked the relationship between Raph and Penn. I thought it was just so lovely, and it was a really great arc. I did have some issues, like, sort of at the beginning when they were traveling together, like, large amount of time would be sort of, like, skipped over. And while I understand, because it's already, like, a decently long book, and so including, like, every conversation they had is never realistic. But it's also like, okay, they're walking, like, all day, days at a time. What are they talking about? Especially because both of them at the beginning were lying to each other. So, like, what were they talking about? Like, that was the only real sort of, like, issue that I had. Otherwise, I thought their relationship was really well done. I thought their family dynamics and how they each interacted with each other's families, I thought that was really cool. It was such a good, like, even though it dealt with some, like, difficult things, trigger warning for parental abuse, or child abuse, I guess, technically, but abuse from a parent to a child. Even though it dealt with some difficult things, it was kind of wholesome. You know, when Raph and Penn are by themselves, it was just kind of wholesome. So, and the spicy scenes were pretty well done. Pretty well done. I'm happy with how those turned out. So I gave One Night in Hartswood 4.5 stars. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. That was really good. I'm glad that I, like, found it because I just happened upon it on Amazon because I was looking for, like, cheap novellas, and I saw this book that was $1, and I'm like, all right, I'll get it. So yeah, so I'm pleasantly surprised. The other book that I finished, I had some time yesterday after work, before I went to dinner with my aunt. And so I continued reading 13 Clues for Miss Marple. And I had like 50 pages left. And so today I had a car appointment where I just wait. And so I went ahead and finished reading it during the appointment. And I will say I liked, and I think I said this earlier in the week as well, like I liked Miss Marple more in this. I think she is sort of like a short story character rather than like a novel character. I liked the explanations. I just got like a little annoyed because I felt like there were like at least 3 stories that sort of had the same like story beat or same like explanation. So I was like, okay, like you can be a little more creative. There's 13 stories and 3 of them have the same like explanation for the crime, like, or like how they pulled off the crime. Like, come on. So, but yeah, no, I thought it was interesting. I don't remember what I rated the other Miss Marple story. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same thing I gave this one. I'm a Perot girl. Can't help it. So I gave 13 Clues for Miss Marple 3.5 stars. I almost just said 13. 3.5. It was pretty solid. I'm just not like a mysteries person. I think I'm too impatient for that, which is also kind of why the short stories worked, because I'm like, I'm gonna know the answer in like 15 to 20 pages. So that was kind of nice. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. Next week feels very busy. I don't think it's as busy as I was it 2 weeks ago? I don't know. But this weekend is going to be, or next weekend is going to be very, very busy. So we're going to see what we can do. I have somewhat of a plan. Somewhat. I will let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment if you have read any of these books. Let me know what you thought. Like the video, subscribe, click notification bell. I really appreciate all that stuff. And I will talk to you next week. Bye.